Well, hello, it's Wednesday, so it must be time for Woolly Hat's Wednesday Whips. And you join us here in the champagne room. I had thought that we might be able to do this outside, but we just had a little shower. Anyway, I hope you had a nice weekend. We certainly did. We were down south for a friend's 70th birthday party on West Wittering Beach. And if you haven't been, it's quite nice for down south. Lovely big sandy beaches, nice warm sea. I actually went in the sea and had a swim, a bit warmer than when I went into the sea at Filey at New Year. And we had a jolly good time. And as you can imagine, I took some knitting with me. And very naughtily, I started a new project because all my other projects were a bit complicated. So here we are. It's a sock, surprise, surprise, on my circular needles. And this is yarn that I bought last year at Ripplescraft. I can't see that's the wrong way around, which is based up in near Clachtoll in Scotland. And we went to visit there last year when we were up in the north part of Scotland. And so it's a nice reminder of a holiday. So you can see it's lovely colours. I'm just doing it plain because I thought the colours are too beautiful to distort with a thing. It's with a pattern. So the colourway is called Ascent Storms. There we are. So I'm sure they've had a few of those. So that's my little project. So that was nice. And the reason I took that was because all my other projects were either too big or too complicated. And talking of complicated, I have finally finished my Aran socks with the very, very complicated Aran pattern on. There you are. So interesting enough, I did this on double pointed needles and this on a round needle, and the tension on this is slightly bigger, slightly looser than that one. However, Mr. W said, why don't you undo it and do it again? I said, no, I shall perhaps just wear it as it is. It's for me, it's not a present, and whatever. But as I said, it was a complicated pattern. And the thing is, with complicated patterns, you can either give up and do something else with them, or continue to the end and you choose it as a learning experience. So I had finished this one last June and it had been sitting there nagging at me, so I did decide to do that. I could have undone it, but it is a very nice pattern and it is scrummy wool. It's from Qing Fibres and it's got cashmere in, so it's in very, very soft and yummy. So I don't think I'll be wearing these for walking. I think this will be for after you've been for a walk and had your shower and come back, you want to put your toties in something nice and soft and warm. And these will be it. So that's that. So hurrah, hurrah, I've finished those. So other things I've been doing, you will know that I've been doing the Aran Sweater called Iona, made of Iona wool from Iona. And guess where I'll be wearing this, hopefully. So yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. Nice pattern. And this pattern's not too, although it's quite covers a few rows, it's not as complicated as the Aran sock because it's much more intuitive. So I'm really pleased with that. So that's going there. This would have been too big to take on the beach, don't you think? So there we go. So that's another project I'm doing there. And then yesterday was glorious. So Mr. W and I had a lovely walk to the allotment to pop something into the shed and have a look at all our produce growing. And we popped back for our butchers for a bit of bacon. And then it was so lovely. You had to just sit in the garden and do some crochet. And this is what I've been doing. So you've seen this before, but this is getting huge now. Look at this. Way! So this is the crochet blanket using mosaic crochet, Aran yarn for my friend's daughter's wedding. So as I said before, they have Scottish heritage. So hence the tartany thing. So I've just got one more repeat of the blue to do at the top. And then I should be finished and I'll put some big tassels on. But I've also got some white to highlight the sort of tartan pattern, so it'll be going lengthways and widthways. So that is very exciting because I'm getting near the end. So I finished a sock and I've nearly finished crochet. So now is the time to start thinking about what shall I do next. As you may know, I had a good sort out of my stash, and what I did was I sort of allocated wool to projects I thought I might quite like to do. So I have got some. So last year, oops, excuse me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I've got just come back corrected. Last year, you might remember, was it 2000? Last year, yes. I knitted my friend a cardigan out of Rome cotton, but also it had some kid silk haze in. And because it was lockdown and you couldn't go to a shop and actually look and squidge the yarn and compare, I bought quite a lot of the kid silk haze, which was the trim. So I have got quite a lot left. So what I thought I'd do is, this is brioche knitting. So there's a pattern for a nice shawly scarfy thing, and I thought I'd use those two because that's rather scrummy, isn't it? Now, Kid Silk Haze has got mohair in it. What else has it got in it? And it's got silk. So it's not something you just bung in something else. It is quite nice. Often Rowan use it as like a trim or something, or sometimes they link it with a Rowan, some of the other double knit or whatever to make it nice and fluffy. But I thought it'd be nice as that there. So that's one project I could do. So that's that one there. And then I have actually got quite a lot of double knitting, Rowan felted tweed, but also I've got some bits of wool that I bought at shows and things like that. So for example, I bought some nice hand spun yarn in Berwick when we were up there earlier in the year. I thought, well, what can I do with that? So I came across this pattern. Yeah. So this is from Rowan. As you say, I do like Rowan, but they are. So this is, the pattern is knitted in Rowan felted tweed, but because there's lots of colours, I thought I could introduce some of the bits of yarn that I bought elsewhere, and it'd be a nice reminder of holidays and where I've been. So there's some ideas things. So that's a knitting pattern. I have got some unfinished other patterns, but it's always nice to start something new, don't you think? So I haven't quite decided what to do there. I need to sort out my stash and decide which ones are relevant. The pictures, the colours on here I think are a bit drab, so I might have to zhuzh it up a bit with some exciting colours. So watch this space. So that will be that one. So that's what I'm up to this week. As you can see, I'm wearing my Sirdar linen drape top, designed by West Wittering from last year's Rowan book, because it's not sunny enough to wear cotton, as in a cotton top or a summer dress, and it's lovely. It's just right for the kind of day. And I thought these beads were rather fetching with it anyway. So yes, I finished this last year, if you remember, and this again was some from stash. So I'm quite pleased. I'm busy using up my stash. So I hope you're having a good week and you're doing lots of interesting projects. Do share if you feel free to do that. And I will see you next week. Bye.